All right, so let's just go over what opportunities presented themselves today. So the first was it was in crude. It was bounce. So that came in the morning, and basically right here. So there was just a level. It rallied, and there was just too much volume in the background. Volume building up, biggest in 39 waves, biggest in 27 waves. So biggest price volume in 39 and 27 waves. And I noticed that, typically when it thrusts up like this with a green bar and it's going to retest, it retested that, and all of a sudden you had a reversal where you had a green bar take out, this bar right here. So that told you that, market's going up because they're testing this. That's the area where heavy volume was present that took the market up. Right, so you just pull back, test, and you had one leg. That's the problem because it's in a downtrend. So you have to know if you're counter trending or trading with trend, especially if the market is very weak. Its relative strength, things like that. So anyway, this was the trade. Popped up here, went back, tested this green bar with a thrust. It's a very strong thrust. This thrust is the biggest thrust in 100 bars, so I knew that it's going to come back, and very likely the buyers that were here would re-enter, and they did. But only problem is, this was a very shitty move. It couldn't trend. It only gave one big wave, so that was the problem. Only one big wave and not a trend. So that's what happens, especially in counter trends. You just have to know that. Okay, and also if you don't get good trade location, stuff like that, this is what happens. There are two things that matter here: trend to trade location. All right, second trade. Right here, market in the euro is ding dong over here, and then all of a sudden, what you have is this strong wave. So this wave has the biggest in 17 waves. This wave, biggest in 17 waves. Again, it's coming from extremely strong bar. So that bar is the biggest in 100 bars. Alright? So it's the same logic that was on crude. Market came to retest that right here and went up. But it went up here on too much volume. So something's not quite right because it could not make a higher high on all that volume. So this trade is only giving you one wave. It could not trend, make a higher high, higher low, higher high. Could not take out the other resistance areas. And then after that, it just puked. So this was a minor trade. And this also, the potential was there, but it just didn't work out in terms of having multiple legs. It only gave one swing. So this is a small trade. At least for me, it's swing, just swing. All right. After that, you had the NQ and the ES. So I was watching this activity, and there was one small counter trend trade. All right. Now the counter trend trade, it was I don't want to say obvious, but I mean, this is 300 times average volume. 300%, three times average down volume. Yeah, 3 times average down volume right here, and 3.4 times average down volume. So when that happens, there's a problem in terms of the uptrend, meaning there's heavy selling coming from this area. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, clustered waves. 1, 2, 3, 4. This means that there's a momentum issue or, inability to go higher. That's why you have clustered waves and shortening of the thrusts from wave high to wave high in both the ES and the NASDAQ. So after that, it's going to go lower. And the initial sell was right here, where it went all the way down, taking out these lows, 3 lows, with heavy volume. It's 3 times average down volume. And now I'm watching the pullback. Pullback is weak. It's on 50% of average up volume. So at least one, another push down. All right. So while that's happening, go to tape reading chart. Let's see what exactly is up here. And we notice that the damage is coming right from here, which is 19,440. There was 8,400 contracts sold. This is what's causing that shortening of the thrust, because the sellers are there. And the sellers keep selling the highs, 8,400. How you know the sellers? Because there's no follow through. So it has to be sellers. Little or no follow through means it's sellers. So demand has encountered supply. We know that. After that, this selling leg occurred. So that selling leg is right here. That selling leg has the biggest volume in 99 bars or columns. So you encountered heavy selling and price breaks. What does that mean? Remember, there's 2 things. We look for effort and high volume prints followed by ease of movement. So either effort, ease of movement, or high volume print, ease of movement. In this case, we get the second scenario, high volume print followed by ease of movement, undisputable ease of movement to the downside, which occurs right here. This ease of movement to the downside, right? High volume print, ease of movement to the downside. After that, it just retests the high volume print right here. As it retests, it offers the entry, and it gives only one leg because the market's very strong. So this is selling or minor distribution, ease of movement, retests, and then gives a nice lower low. After it gives the lower low, the buyers go crazy and they just buy back up. All right? They just buy back up. You cannot predict this buying it back up. All you can do is say from this action here, from the present or the past, that there's distribution and there's a reversal, or it'll offer me the retest trade, and then either take profit or partial profit or trail, and you get this lower low move. So this was a good trade because you know why this is a good trade? Because A, it's in your risk management, meaning perfect entries, low risk entries. That's basically it. Second, you have the data in front of you showing, selling and test and all of that. So, all right, now there was another trade that's setting up. I don't know what, but I'm done. That's in this what's it called? Nat gas. Nat gas right here between these yellow lines. I was expecting a pullback. This pullback occurred, and from it just rallied. So that's all there is to it. Just why? Because from this low you have all buying pressure. This biggest volume in 49 up waves, and the biggest price movement in 7 up waves, followed fallback, pull back into the demand area. Yep. And then, a little bounce over here. Anyway, I'm done. So thank you. Have a good day. Bye.